of fire departments down there. You know, these people deserve an applause for every day they do their jobs. But these people in the fire department of Walmart about a week ago, they did a fantastic job, and I commend the fire department for Elma for trying to find his van, and I'm glad nothing happened, because it could have been on the other hand of being worse, but they found the problem and got the person out, and they were on their way. And I commend them for doing their job the other day. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. At an appropriate time, I think, to remind everybody too that our fire department is totally volunteer, and so not only do we appreciate them for volunteering for the service, but also in most cases their employers that let them go when the buzzer rings and they have to leave their jobs. So that's a big deal for employers now, the way they work. You know, just in time, there's no extra staff. It's very difficult to get people that can, you know, have the employers and have the luxury of letting somebody go to respond to a call. So we certainly do appreciate that. And past firemen. Yes.
You're right.
Especially past firefighters.
Yeah. Even though you're a past firefighter, they're always, even though, like Larry said, you're a past firefighter, even though you're a present firefighter or police officer, if you're not here and you're up there, no matter what, you're always going to be part of the police department and fire department. As a child, I grew up around these guys. I know it. And my uncle, I think he can be proud of me because the way I grew up, the way I help people. And I've seen these guys do a fantastic job. If they're not down here and they're up there, they're always going to be a firefighter in your heart. And I believe it's right there.
Absolutely. So who would like to be next to your address the commission? Anybody else care to address the commission? Yes,
Hello.
please.
Gotta use notes.
That's perfectly fine.
That's for your name and address.
I think I got that.
Okay.
You see, we all have notes too. We don't do anything.
Notes you all use notes. Okay, good evening, Mr. Mayor, Schooley, members of the City Commission. I'm Dean Clark. My wife and I have resided at 141 South State Street since 1963. I'd like to thank you for rebuilding Alger Road, combination Ely Street and Ely Street north of State. First time in my memory that's been what I would consider a very good road. Paraphrase our new governor, fix the damn roads. How about we change that to fix the damn railroad crossings? At best, they're horrible. To wit, Ely west of Grafton. I realize that's on a curve. Grafton Street was repaired, rebuilt, whatever, 2, 3, 4 years ago. I realize again it's on a curve, harder to do than if it's level ground, but they did a good job on that. Ely Street is horrible. In addition, Court Street, Woodworth Street, and State Street. I've seen impact areas in military bases that are smooth. These are all main streets. I didn't go into the side streets. And then, for the people in the northwest part of the city, Iowa Street. Put a laser level on Iowa on both sides. I believe you're gonna find the railroad tracks are approximately 5 to 6 inches below the level of the street. I'd hate to take that at any more than 3 miles an hour unless I wanna replace the undercarriage on my vehicle. So with that, I thank you for your time. One other thing. This clock is right.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sure the staff is aware of the issues that you raised and trying to plan for it. Now that he's got the official title.
Isn't that not a major function of the railroad?
I will say, there's not more difficult, well, no, there is, but the railroad is a pretty difficult entity to deal with. Okay, so I do that. but you're right.
Excuse me.
Yep.
But if you contact them, the worst possible answer you're gonna get is no,
Oh, yeah.
with possibly something else in
Something
front
else in
of you.
between, exactly. No, I see it, thank you.
Thank you.
You're right.
Hey, anybody else care to address the commission? Please.
Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Doug Freed, 515 North Court Avenue. You guys talked about at the last meeting about possibly changing the parking in front of the Opera House into a dedicated sidewalk area. And I happened to witness today a young woman walking on the actual drive section of Superior Street in order to get around that because somebody had parked there. And I think it would be in the best interest of the city to convert that into a sidewalk area for people to actually walk instead of parking. There's 4 spaces in front of the Opera House that are directly in front of that fencing, and I think we could stand to lose 4 spaces for the safety of the people who have to walk through that section. Because, it's very inconvenient for them to have to walk all the way down to, Woodward to cross and come back and then cross at State Street again. Especially if, they're trying to get to the north side of the city or something. I think that definitely should be sidewalk and not parking. It's 4 spaces, and, we have the large lot to the north of Superior between State and Woodward that people can park in. It's, most of the times when I'm in there, it's half occupied, so there's lots of parking there for people to use in place of those 4 spaces. So, I don't know. I remember that they mentioned the city was going to talk to the businesses around there and see what their opinion was. I don't know if anything came with that. But
Not directly, but in I will tell you, the idea of taking 4 parking spaces from right there will cause a lot of, you're exactly right, like that it's trying to safety, but I'm also of the belief that it's rather well pointed out as to what's there, and I know it's a little inconvenience, but there's a way down through the alley and around there also, there are other access points, I do get that.
I personally talked with Pizza Sam.
Sam himself?
Don't you dare!
So is that the official recommendation has come back from staff that we don't?
We'll have to discuss a little more, I think that there's, go ahead.
It's a construction zone.
Yes.
Any big city, any city that has a construction situation like this, there's some inconvenience of walking. You don't have to walk across the street. People jaywalk all the time downtown. Obviously, we don't enforce jaywalking. So if you were to cross at State and Superior Street, cross to the south side, once you get past that area, you can jaywalk back. They do it all the time, back and forth between businesses. The businesses around there like to keep parking there. We did talk about when the festival's here with the parade, possibly doing something during the parade hour, parade 2 hours. Then after the parade's gone, downtown, it's pretty much everybody's at the festival or they're out of town. So that's what we've discussed. I'd rather, if someone feels, we've discussed this before, we don't have a parking problem, we have a walking problem. All we gotta do is walk a half block to get around what's happening there. It'll be there 4 months, and we'll hopefully never have to deal with it again in our lifetimes.
But we also hope that all the employees and owners of those businesses around there are using the back parking lot so that,
I believe they are.
Yeah,
I believe they
that's
are.
changed pretty good. That's
I believe
good.
they are. That place is mostly empty in the mornings, in the front of the
I'm just saying
block.
on the south side and the north side, that most of them are parking in that city parking lot in the back.
But it's
Free up.
moving onto the street, parking, there's liability there too. If you put out into the street, there's always things
That's
that
my
happen.
concern, to be honest, that's my
Personally,
concern.
it's just cross the street like you do at any other major construction area, you cross the street, then you go up to the next intersection, you cross there, that's the legal form of doing it, but people, jaywalk all the time between that block, so. Losing the parking would not be beneficial to the businesses around there, I'll just say that.
Certainly not, but also, any one person getting any type of an injury, you know, more than makes up for the inconvenience of that, I think that's.
But I don't know that you prevent
I'm
that.
not sure
I
if
don't
you
know that
do.
you can prevent that, you almost open it
I
up
think
to
in
more
the-
pedestrian traffic.
In the more metropolitan areas, when they have construction projects like that, typically what I'm more familiar with is you're walking under the scaffolding into some side of, you got enclosure on both sides, so that you're encapsulated there when you're walking past it.
Big city, yeah, real
Yeah,
big city,
in the
yeah.
major cities.
Yeah, yeah.
Where scaffolding is possible, I've lived in a
Right.
large city, we used to live in San Jose, and where scaffolding was not possible, they did actually move the sidewalk into the parking space, and
But to make it perfectly safe, you'd also have to have fencing on probably that side to contain, you have to have some sort of a barrier
Absolutely.
on both sides.
Anytime you have individuals walking in the street,
Yeah.
because you've closed it to traffic, there's a risk of that as well.
Yeah.
When we talk about the odds of somebody getting hurt, a barrier.
Right.
It could, yeah, it's really, it's a difficult decision. I mean, from a safety perspective, I don't know that you're making it any more safe.
No,
What you're doing is
unless you put a tunnel.
you're making it a little more convenient for pedestrian traffic during the term of this construction. But I think increased risk for that pedestrian traffic if they're walking in the street. If you make them go on the other side, to the other sidewalk, it's a little more inconvenient, but it's a lot safer. A lot safer.
Would we temporarily stripe a crosswalk there?
Where?
Not on a major.
But you have a crosswalk, you have a lighted intersection there to cross, you have a lighter, you know, you have another crosswalk to come back. It's half a block, half an Alma block. It's not, we're not talking about a major inconvenience for folks. It's
You
4
wanna keep
months
people out
also.
of the street.
That's my thought, is keeping them out. To walk along a parked car on the inside right now, again, I know this is wrong to say, but people make personal decisions at some point in time to walk along there. And I know we gotta protect, and there is no such thing as zero risk, but I also think if you took the cars out of the parking lot and you open that up, I think we've opened ourselves up to more people walking through that area.
Signage down there, telling people not to walk through there? or-
There's
I know there's a fence. but-
There's the fence and then there's the arrow that points you towards the alleyway, it doesn't point you towards the roadway.
It's a crosswalk, it's lit. Tells you when to walk, not to walk.
On the corner, yeah.
And that's where the legal crossing is at.
Right.
And technically, you should walk to the next corner. That's the legal crossing. But, you know, we know people do that.
Well, yeah. Obviously, most people who park there probably go across the street once they park. They're not, nobody's parking there to go in the opera house. So, yeah, very soon. Okay, with that, who would like to be next? Welcome back.
Okay, thank you. West Roseanne, 889 Mill Street here in Alma. I have a confession, I do jaywalk. Former law enforcement, but I do jaywalk. so.
Everybody does.
But I did.
Mark, did you catch that?
It's interesting though that last year in Gulf Shores, Alabama, they worked all kinds of construction, and I researched the ADA, American with Disabilities Act. Technically, you have to make a safe walkway, which would include barriers, like concrete barriers, but if it in any way restricts wheelchair access or anything like that, you might want to look at it. I don't know if it would apply in this case, but I haven't walked around it. So, I came back a week ago tomorrow, and I was impressed with what, I said, there's people everywhere. And we came right through downtown. I didn't notice a whole lot of why. I mean, there's things happening, but it was nice to see. So, I had a couple things I wanted to bring to your attention. I went from very colorful surroundings to gray and brown, because we haven't really got anything
We've ordered
sprouting
the
yet.
color, we've ordered the color.
I was going home and I saw this, and this would take 10 minutes. I did sign up for the volunteer thing, so that's on the old iron and metal. I thought it was trash bags, but it's old construction equipment, I think, and they're building a water plant. It's right against the fence there on the west side of that property. Just, it stuck out like a sore thumb.
But that's the generator that has been removed.
No, it's a pot, I don't even know what it is.
and stuff.
Just miscellaneous debris.
It looked like trash bags from the road when I got in there
Every
every
day
day.
until 5 calls.
plastic wrapping, it's, I mean, I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's
Is
wrapped.
it on the outside or inside of the fence?
Well, the fence only goes to, it's on the inside of the fence from the water intake access. But, anyway, the other issue that I wanted to bring up, in December 16th of 2015, I met with city manager Phil Moore and assistant manager Eric Ripley regarding the property known as the Smith Hospital or the Institute, about safety concerns at the time. There was a lot of debris that had fallen off of that building. And at the time, I think what it boiled down to was the city didn't want to take too big of a action with that property because of the fact that it would mean that perhaps the city could own it and then would be responsible for either putting it back in a safe condition or tearing it down. This is a picture I took in 2010 of that building right after I think the property was purchased. If you go and look at it today, which I did, there's 2 broken windows. The whole front of that thing around the corner has disintegrated. There's far more bricks falling out. There is a window on the bottom of the first floor, big enough that I could have crawled through it. Looks like the plywood had been over it at one point, but that's been removed. The building is not secured. These are pictures I took today. At the time that I met in 2015, I was told that the building was unsafe at that point. Yes, we could tag that as unsafe, but due to the financial issues, it wasn't. The tag is that the idea was they were going to contact the owner. He was going to put up some sort of the recommendation was to put up like a construction chain link fence around that, and nothing's been done. It's disintegrated since I spoke with it in 2015. It was unsafe in 2015, and certainly hasn't gotten any better. And I just would like to see something done. If it was my property, somebody would knock on my door, I guarantee you. And somebody's gonna get hurt. People go up in their pictures and usually the front door, I don't know if it's barred or not, but it is ajar. I don't know if it's unlocked. But the window in the bottom is big enough for a person to crawl through. So, that's it. Oh, I did purchase property in Alabama, so I may be down there now. Not relocated. May extend the season. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And who would like to address the commission next? Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Motion and support. All those in favor? Opposed? You did. Yeah. All those in favor?
That's just like.
Yeah.